Alright, hello everyone. It is that time again. Time to get our show started for today. Is everyone ready?
Almost, boss. I was just finishing eating up my donut.
You had a donut?
Yeah, boss. I just had the last one. Sorry, did you want one?
Let's just get going. Let's cue Rich in 3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone, I'm so glad that you're joining me today. I'm very excited because we're gonna have a lot of fun together. This week we're gonna continue talking about Esther, and of course this big banquet coming up. Oh boy, what's gonna happen? It's gonna be good. Of course we'll check in with Dusty and Feather, Naz and Roz, Bob and Enzo, the news. Oh, there's so much cool stuff coming up, and I'm so glad that you're joining me here. Of course, it's time to get in the zone. Hello everyone and welcome to the show. My name is Rich Aguilera and I'm so excited that you're joining me today here at Kids Bible Zone. And of course we have an episode title as we do every single time we get together, and today's episode title is Rescued. Whoa, what's going on? Of course, being rescued means you are in trouble to start with. And of course being rescued is awesome because nobody needs to be in problems and troubles and have to get rescued. That's not something anybody wants. We're gonna get to a story, of course, in a few minutes, but first of all, it is time to check out the brain teaser. The cool thing is, and I love this, you guys are the ones that continue sending in the brain teasers, and I get to get them and share them with you, viewing from all over the world. So thank you for sending those in, and I hope you continue sending them in. As always, you just go to our website at kidsbiblezone.com, and you'll see a form there to submit your brain teasers. So the one that I have for you today comes to us from Gavin and Kennedy and Haley, plus Mom and Dad, all the way in Parkland, Florida. Thank you all for sending these in. This is only one. Here we go. I'll read it for you word for word to make sure I get it just right. What can you turn sideways and it is everything, and when you cut it in half, it is nothing? What? That's a hard one. All right, I'll read it for you again. What can you turn sideways and it is everything, and when you cut it in half, it is nothing? All right, we're gonna get to the answer, of course, at the end of our show together. We will see what the answer is. In the meantime, you are invited to think, and see if you can come up with an answer. We'll see how you do. All right, well, next up, it is time to check out our hidden animal. Ooh. All right, so I'm about to show you a photograph, and somewhere in this photograph of this natural scene, there is an animal, some kind of creature, hidden in plain sight. It's blending, it's camouflaging, and your job is to see if you can find it, spot it, in only about 10 seconds. Of course, I believe in you. Here we go. Are you ready? Check out today's hidden animal. Ooh, all right. Checking. What could it be? All right, to give you another moment or two. Were you able to find it? It was an owl. Yeah, that's right there. Awesome. Sneaky owl hiding. All right, good job. Can't wait to see the next hidden animal. Those are so fun. All right, well, let's get going here with our Bible story. And as always, we start off by checking out the KBZ News.
Everyone, welcome to KBC News. My name is Amaria, and in the breaking news today, we are getting reports of a Bible story unfolding at this time. KBC News has sent a reporter into the field to report about this developing Bible story. Zebedee, can you tell us where you are right now?
Hello, Amaria. Yes, I am here just outside of King Xerxes' palace again.
Wonderful. I take it you are hearing continued reports of things going on there.
That's right, Amaria. It's been busy recently, but there are several new things going on and we are trying to report on them.
Fascinating. Can you tell us what is happening?
Well, first of all, there seems to be some sort of feast or banquet getting ready to happen here.
Oh, I love a good banquet. What are you seeing?
Well, over the last few hours, we've been seeing a lot of activity and people coming and going through the palace gates.
Interesting? Like who, Zebedee?
For example, a few minutes ago, a catering cart came through here.
A caterer? So that's why you are assuming there is a banquet or something?
That's right, Amaria. Definitely some sort of eating extravaganza is going to happen today.
Sounds wonderful.
You wouldn't believe the amounts and kinds of varieties of foods that have been coming through, Amalia.
Sounds like a big event.
What makes it more difficult is that I didn't eat breakfast, Amalia. So the smell is driving me crazy every time another cart comes through.
I see. Yes, breakfast is important.
And the last cart had all sorts of kinds of fresh breads and cheeses, as well as an assortment of the best fruits in the kingdom, I would say.
Yes, I can clearly see you didn't have breakfast, Zebedee.
Now that I think about it, Amalia, I believe I missed lunch today too. So that soup truck that went by a few minutes ago smelled very good. I could tell immediately that it was tomato bisque soup.
Wow, yes, okay, Zebedee. Thank you for all the food details, but the story. Please tell us about the unfolding story. Do we know what the reason is for this banquet going on today? Do we know who is attending?
The reason is not officially known, Amalia, but my source says that the Queen Esther is hosting a small private banquet for a very select group of people, perhaps as little as 2.
I see. Not a very big banquet then.
Apparently not, but very well prepared, and we can tell when the Queen wants to impress. Earlier, we even saw the decorators and the florists go in.
Nice. This sounds like it will be a beautiful yet small event.
Precisely. And as I said, the reason for this event is unknown. Although I believe it's safe for me to add that a rumor on the street is saying that someone heard Haman's wife say that Haman was invited to this event.
Interesting. Haman, the principal minister. So the attendees that we believe are attending are the king and queen and Haman.
That is correct, Amalia. Once we have more information, I will relay it to you.
Zebedee, thank you for your excellent reporting. We look forward to your continued reporting on this developing Bible story. This is Amaria reporting from KBZ News. We'll see you next time.
So there are no more donuts, huh?
No, boss, sorry. You didn't have breakfast either, huh?
No, or lunch either.
Oh, just like Zebedee, boss. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty hungry.
Do your kids love to read? Well, reading is definitely a great way to help connect them with Jesus. I've written several books, and I'd like to share one with you, Firewalkers, from our Bible Time Adventure series. It's about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, but it's their story told from the point of view of a couple of kids that were there. I'd like to give you a free copy of that, so please go to our website at kidsbiblezone.com and click on Free Book Offer. Check it out, read it. Maybe you'll want to buy the whole series. Thank you for reading.
Hello everyone, I'm Roz and this is Naz and we're so happy to see you again.
Yes, we are very happy, especially since we're back to memorizing another Bible verse.
Yeah, I just love Bible verses, Naz. They're so
Awesome.
Exactly. And the place that we found the hidden Bible verse scroll today is also pretty awesome.
Yes, it is. Kids, today we're here in Tokyo, Japan.
Right. And this cool structure here behind us is the Tokyo Tower. Now, you can probably tell the design was inspired by the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
But this one is a lot more colorful.
Yeah, that's true. That's because they're following the international air safety regulations.
Really? I'm impressed, Roz.
Thank you. We should start memorizing.
That's affirmative. Kids, let's repeat the verse after me. Ready? Here we go. Who knows but that you have come?
Who knows but that you have come
To your royal position for such a time as this.
to your royal position for such a time as this.
Esther 4:14.
Esther 4:14. Wow, that's pretty intense. We're talking about Esther today, and this verse is saying that the whole reason she may have been placed as queen was for the event about to happen.
Right, Roz. I'm on the edge of my seat. Today's story is going to be great.
Well, kids, we're off to find the next hidden Bible verse scroll.
We'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, right now I am in Hawaii, in Honolulu, and I'm at the beach right here in the city. If you look behind me, there's just all the tall buildings and everything's right there, and the beach is right here in front of me. And I thought this would be a good place to tell you about our Bible story today, which is actually a continuation of what we talked about last time we got together, the story of Queen Esther. Now, the reason I'm here is actually because I want to show you something. It's just up ahead around the corner. So actually, let me start working my way across the street and I'll tell you about the Bible story. So we left off with Esther inviting Haman and the king to a banquet because she wanted to ask him a question. They go to the banquet and she tells them, I actually want to ask you the question tomorrow, and I want to throw another banquet for you. So the king and Haman are pretty excited. They're like, oh, okay, wow, this is, new question, new banquet, new everything. So that brings us finally here to our story today. They're finally at this banquet. And the king says, all right, Esther, what is it? What do you want to ask? Anything. He had already told her, up to half of my kingdom I will give you. What can I do for you? And she says, King, all I'm asking is to please let me live and to let my people live. And the king's like, what? What are you talking about? Who's doing this? Who is trying to kill you? And Esther points out the only other person at the table, it's Haman. And of course the king must have looked at Haman, and Haman must have sank in his seat because now his sneaky plot was exposed. And of course the king left super angry. And Haman knew that his number was up. And he goes and throws himself at Queen Esther's feet and is like begging for his life. And of course, the king comes back in after a few moments and he sees Haman and he's like, what are you doing? Are you even attacking the queen now? And he was so upset and he ordered that Haman be taken away. And unfortunately, that was the end of Haman. The cool thing is, I guess, King gave all of Haman's stuff to Esther because she was true and she was sincere and honest, as opposed to Haman, who was plotting and doing all his sneaky tricks to kill people. Not good at all. So then the queen asked the king, King, can you stop that order so that the Jews don't get killed? And the king responds, I can't. I sealed it with my ring. And once that's sealed and an order is made, I can't undo it. So the king came up with another idea. He said, you know what though? I can make a new order so that the Jews can defend themselves and they can fight back if anyone tries to kill them. Of course, that was really just all Haman. So they did that. And of course, the day came and none of the Jews died. None of them perished. They were all saved because of Esther's courage and her bravery. That was so cool. And of course, the cool thing is they celebrated this very special event because remember, she fasted and prayed for 3 days and then went and talked to the king. They still celebrate and remember that. It's called the Feast of Purim, which the Jewish people still celebrate. That's awesome. Reminds me of our special phrase for today, which is God leads us to opportunities to serve him and his people. Just like Esther did. All in one story, right? She served God and she served her people. That's so cool. All right, so I'm actually here. I'm standing at this spot because I want to show you this incredible tree right behind me. It's called a banyan tree. As you can see, it's got a ton of these wild roots. Take a look at this thing. Isn't that an amazing tree? You know, we're talking about how serving is important, and when I look at this banyan tree, it reminds me because these aerial roots, they're not different trees. They're all still part of the same trees because the main trunk, which is right over there, sends out these long, wide branches, and when they start getting too wide, they send out these extra roots to help support the main branches and the trunks, which is so cool. The branches and these roots are being served by these additional dangling roots, aerial roots they're called, for the main banyan tree. And it's amazing if you just look around, this is all one tree. And all these aerial roots are serving the main tree and the branches and the trunks so they can stand up. You know, this is kind of an interesting way of thinking of serving, and there's a lot of different ways of serving. Every single one of us have different opportunities and different methods for serving people. It reminds me of a few years ago, just 2 or 3 years ago, I went on a mission trip to Utah, to Moab, and it was during Easter because I went for the Easter Jeep Safari, where thousands and thousands of 4x4 riders and Jeep owners come together and they kind of have a festival and all this stuff. We had special events and worships and all kind of stuff so that we could try to introduce some of those Jeepers to Jesus. And it was a cool mission trip. I'd never done anything like that before, and it just reminded me that there are so many different ways that we can each serve God. There's not just one way. So whatever way you can and wherever you can, it's important to find your ways to serve, to
tell others about Jesus. Cool. All right, we should probably go and see what Dusty and Feather are up to.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids, squids, and aphids, we're so glad you're here. Welcome to the Dusty and Feather Show!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show.
That's right, we're so happy to see you. My name is Feather, and this is Dusty.
Yes, and we have officially embarked on the most exciting Dusty and Feather Show episode ever.
Really? I didn't know that. What are we doing today that's so different?
Oh, we're going to start off with some incredible shout-outs, and then we'll move on to our exciting, fast-paced game, Who Am I? And lastly, we'll travel to an exotic location to learn about another one of God's amazing creatures. It's the most exciting episode ever!
Dusty, isn't that what we do every time on the show?
Yeah, I guess that's true. You know what that means, Feather?
What?
That every episode is the most exciting ever!
We're right. Okay, I agree with that. But it is time to do our shoutouts for today, Dusty.
Okay, I love it. I'll go first. Our first shout out today goes to Musa in warm, sunny Florida.
Cool. Hello to you, Musa. Glad you're watching. Our next shout out today goes to Amina and Joanne, also in sunny Gainesville, Florida. Cool, 2 in Florida.
Yeah, but our last one is from far away in a land called England. The final shout out goes to Narisian in England, in the United Kingdom. Blimey!
Oh, wonderful. Quite the awesome group of kids today. Another reminder that there are some super cool kids out there watching.
And that God loves you too.
Cheerio! So let's get on with our game show now. Who am I? And at this time, we will be giving you 3 clues to a Bible character.
Yeah, and we want to see if you can guess who it is, if possible with the 3 clues that we give you, or less. I believe in the kids, Feather.
Yes, me too, Dusty, so let's get going. Our first clue is, I was the mother of Boaz.
Ooh, the mother of Boaz. I like the guy. He married Ruth.
That's right, that's the one. Okay, Dusty, do you want to give the second clue?
Oh yes, I would be honored. The second clue is, my house was on a wall. Not the Berlin Wall, not the Great Wall of China.
Well, yeah, right, none of those. And our final clue today is, I hid 2 spies.
Ooh, that's a good clue, Feather. Too good.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, I think the kids are ready for the answer now.
Okie dokie, the answer is Rahab.
Rahab! Oh boy, I wonder how many kids got that.
Not sure, but I do know that there are many incredibly smart kids out there that know their Bibles.
I'm so proud of them. That's my favorite book.
Me too. Well, it's time to go see our animal.
Let's go. It's the flightless cormorant.
The flightless cormorant. Neat.
Hey, did you know that they only live on 2 specific islands of the Galapagos Islands?
Really? That's the only place in the world?
Yep, and only on those 2 islands. There are actually about 40 other cormorant species out there, but this is the one that lives in the Galapagos Islands and the only ones that can't fly.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
Oh, it's okay. They're happy hanging around on land and diving into the ocean to eat.
Oh, fish?
Well, they really like octopus, rockfish, and eel.
Wow, that sounds yummy, not really.
Oh, I don't blame you. I'm surprised nachos wasn't on the top of their list.
Oh, soggy nachos.
Yeah, that's true. Sadly, since they only live on those islands in the Galapagos, there are only about 2,000 of them left. But the good thing is that the people on those islands really go out of their way to protect them and their habitat.
Oh, wow, though, that is good. It is important to take care of all of the creatures that God made. That was one of the original jobs God gave Adam and Eve.
Yeah, and to feed them nachos.
Oh, that's not part of the Bible.
Oh, okay.
Well, that is a pretty cool bird, though. And kids, it is time for us to go now, so we'll see you next time. Bye! Hey, boss, are you still pretty hungry?
Yes, but I guess I can just wait till I get home. The show is almost over.
I got a good idea.
Oh, what's that?
I heard that Dusty and Feather were eating nachos in their dressing rooms.
Oh, really?
Hello everyone, I really hope you're being blessed by our show today. You know, we produce this show because we know it's necessary to reach kids all over the world. But we are a viewer-supported program, which means we need your help. That way, we can continue making more and we can keep reaching farther and farther into the world so that millions of kids everywhere can learn about Jesus. Would you be willing to help us to become one of our supporters? If you feel that God might be calling you to do this, please go to our website at kidsbiblezone.com and click on support. Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Break It Down with Bob and Enzo, where we seamlessly break down the action in today's Bible story. I'm Bob, and this is Enzo.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Bob. And as always, I'm pretty excited to be here on the show again.
Excited is a good word because this final part of Esther's story just gave me the goosebumps.
I know what you mean. It's really just so amazing how brave and courageous Esther was, Bob.
That's for sure, Enzo. Very impressive.
She's also pretty sneaky too, Bob.
Sneaky?
Yeah, Bob. By setting up this banquet, she was really doing an amazing job preparing King Xerxes for the bomb that she was about to drop on him about Haman and his plot to kill the Jews.
That's true. He probably didn't see that coming. They're having a wonderful time, so that sure does seem like the perfect time to ask for a favor. Yep, you're right, Enzo. She really was quite the smart young lady.
It was also a great way to trap Haman. There was nowhere to go, and he had to answer to the king right there, Bob.
I'm so glad Haman's plan was exposed, and they could now try to save the Jews from that order Haman tricked the king into signing.
Very true, Bob. That was a close one.
Well, it looks like we have a caller on the line. Hello, welcome to Break It Down. You are on the air.
Hello there. Why couldn't the king just cancel his order to kill the Jews?
Ooh, that's a great question, Bob.
You're right, super great question. And as I understand it, unfortunately, the king did not have the power to undo his own orders.
That's right, Bob. After the order was sealed with his signet ring, it was copied and sent out to every corner of the kingdom, so it's nothing you could easily undo.
Precisely. Nowadays we just hit undo and we're good to go, but not so easy back then.
Right, and the order had already spread far and wide, so the only option was for the king to create a new order saying that people should not harm the Jews and that the Jews would be encouraged to defend themselves, Bob.
That was pretty good, and that was the best the king could do to undo Haman's sneaky plan.
It's really amazing how much the king loved Esther, isn't it, Bob? She must have been such a neat person because the Bible tells us he was so happy when she came in to see him, even though she wasn't invited.
Yeah, true. And we know that because when she asked him for a favor, he offered her up to half of the kingdom. That's pretty amazing.
For sure, Bob.
I wouldn't mind having half of a kingdom.
What are you going to do with half of a kingdom, Bob?
I don't know. I'll think of something.
As long as you think of something that would create opportunities to serve God and his people.
Right, like what Esther did.
Yep, right. I guess that would be cool. I guess that would make you King Bob.
Yeah, King Bob.
For some reason, that doesn't sound very royal, Bob.
You might have a point there, Enzo. Well, it looks like we have time for another caller. Hello, and welcome to Break It Down. You are on the air.
Hi there. Do you guys sell pickleball sets?
Sorry, it looks like you've dialed the wrong number. And that means it's time to go. Thanks for watching Break It Down. We'll see you next time.
Alrighty, thank you very much, Bob and Enzo, for breaking that down for us. Of course, right now, it is time for Game Show. I love this part because I get to quiz you to see if you have been paying attention, which of course you have. I am about to ask you 5 game show questions, and if you know the answer, of course, I hope you will shout them out as loud as you can. Okay, are you ready? Here we go with question number 1. Our special phrase today says that God leads us to opportunities to serve who? That's right, Him and His people. Awesome, good job. Let's check out question number 2. True or false? As soon as the king heard about Haman's order, he canceled it. That's right, false. He couldn't cancel it. Ooh, all right. Let's check out question number 3. What did the king offer Esther when he asked her what she wanted? That's right, up to half of his kingdom. Wow. All right, let's keep going. Let's check out question number 4. What's the name of that kind of big tree that we saw? That's right, a banyan tree. Cool, I think it's huge. All right, let's go to question number 5. About how many species of cormorants are there? That's right, about 40. Whoa, cool. All right. Good job, everyone. You did so well. Of course, now it's time to check out the Brain Teaser.
That was a thinker. Sent to us from Haley, Gavin, Kennedy, Mom and Dad, all in Parkland, Florida. I will, of course, read it for you one last time. Here it is. What can you turn sideways and it is everything, and when you cut it in half, it is nothing? All right, the answer? The numeral 8. Because 8 is also the symbol for infinity, which is forever anything. And if you turn it sideways and cut it in half, it's like 2 zeros. It's nothing. Oh, wow. Woo, I think they stumped a lot of us on that one. Good job. Thank you for sending that in. And remember, if you have a brain teaser that you'd like to share on the show, we'd like to share it on the show. But of course, I can't get it unless you send it. So please go to our website at kidsbiblezone.com and you'll see the form right there to send in your brain teaser. And thank you for sending that in. And now, of course, it's time for the What's It? What was that thing that we saw last time we were together? It was, of course, super zoomed in. And of course, it is something in nature which God made. All right, so I'm going to show you a photograph. It is something that God made, like I said, and you have to figure out what it is. Here it is. Ah, yes, I remember seeing this last time. What could this be, though? All right, I'll give you another moment and give you now the answer. That is a water mite. Whoa, yeah, that's what one of them looks like right there. Cool, all right. Well, we should probably check out the next What's It. Are you ready? And you can think about this till we get together again. Check it out. Whoa, okay. What could this be? All right. Well, like I said, you have until our next episode to see if you can think and think and think and figure out what your guess might be. I'll reveal the answer next time we get together. Well, it is now time to sum it up. All right, I want you to remember the 2 most important things that we talked about in our episode today. And the first thing is our Bible verse. That's right. We need to all repeat it together one last time. Here we go. Who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this? Esther 4:14. Whoa, yeah. God has plans for us, so who knows why we are anywhere at any time. God had definitely a plan for Esther. All right, the other super cool and awesome thing that we need to remember is our special phrase. Are you ready to say it together? Okay, here it is. God leads us to opportunities to serve Him and His people. Awesome. I want to do that, and I'm sure you do too. Well, our time together is up, and as always, we finish with a word of prayer. Let's bow our heads. Dear Jesus, we love the story of Esther. Thank you for making her so brave, and thank you for promising to be with us too, and making us brave when we go to stand up for you. We love you. In your wonderful name I pray. Amen. And now, as we finish up our time together, let's be amazed by our Creator God. We'll see you next time.